All right, I have a good one for you guys today. For all my pool owners and tech lovers out there, we're going to be doing a comparison video of these two robotic pool skimmers. We have last year's Aiper Surfer S1, which I used this the entire last season. Absolutely loved it, but wasn't perfect. There was a couple of things it could definitely improve on. And then just this past CES 2025, which was less than a month ago, they announced the brand new Aiper Surfer S2. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. All right, guys, first off, I do want to let you know that Aiper did send these out to me for a full honest review, but I do not allow any other type of sponsorships on my channels, but I do want to let you know that they did send these out to me. Now, last year's model had they said about 12-hour battery life. Obviously, if you use this on a cloudy day or if you use this at night, that battery dwindled very, very quickly, and you had to wait till the sun had to come out and it had to be bright, had to be in the right area for it to recharge. So like I said in the original video, yes, you can use this at night, but you don't know when that battery is going to die. You don't know the battery level on here, and that next morning, if you don't have sun, you're definitely it's just going to be sitting in the water, not moving, doing anything. And you would have to take it out if it was cloudy and charge it up with the wire. So Aiper has been listening to us, and they improved the battery life from about 12 hours all the way up to what they say is 35 hours in the S2. Obviously, I haven't tested this yet, but any improvement over this battery life is definitely a huge plus. Hopefully, this thing runs all night, and if we have a sunny day, it'll just keep on running. Obviously, if it's cloudy outside, it's not going to be able to recharge. Also, with the S1, occasionally when you're using the app and you would reverse it because you could remote into it and steer it, sometimes debris would come out of this front area. It didn't happen very often. It actually didn't happen during my review period, but later in the season when we started playing with it a lot more, that's when it started coming out just a little bit. So Aiper has been listening to us about that also, and they now have something which they call debris guard. I didn't really see this at CES, but now that it's in my house, we're definitely going to check this out and see how that works. So without further ado, let's see what this looks like compared to the original S1. All right, dun. Might have to stand up for this. Okay, we have some instructions. Dun. We have a box full of paperwork. All right, you guys ready? Here it is. Now, when I was at CS, this didn't look a whole lot bigger, but it definitely was kind of a different shape. They definitely changed some things about this. All right, so in here, let's see if it's the same power adapter. Kind of looks like it. Actually, so where you plug in is the same power adapter, but actual adapter is definitely smaller. So you can see here's the old one and here's the new one. So they definitely shrink this down, which is always nice. Put that on the side. Okay, here we go. Dun. All right, yeah, okay, let's take this off. Okay, so one of the first things that I've noticed between the S1 and the S2 is the S2 is not as wide, but the S2 is probably about a half an inch taller. It definitely looks beefier just because it's squeezed in, and it's more boxier than the original S1. But from front to back, it looks about the same length. I'll put this together and we can actually see for sure. Yep, about the same length. So it's just more boxier and a little bit taller and a little bit more narrow. But otherwise, it's very similar. You have the solar panel on top. There is one key difference with the solar panel is on the S1, you had the button in the back you pressed to open up to get to the bin, and the bin came out from the top. Where on the S2, the debris bin comes out from the front like this. Also, just like the S1, you're going to need two hands to open up the debris bin. You're going to have to press this little lever right here Oh, look, it included a little noodle. So a lot of people use noodles that they put into the built-in pool skimmer just to prevent this from going in there and getting stuck. You can cut this to size. Don't know if you knew that or had that issue with the S1 or any other pool skimmer. Sometimes they get stuck. I didn't have that issue that often, but it's really nice that they do include this little pool noodle. Now, a couple of things I want to point out about this debris bin. First of all, you can put in a chlorine tablet up to, I think it's 3 inches right here. So if you use chlorine tablets, you can put that in there. It's going to disperse the chlorine through the just the water running through here. Also, you can see one major difference. I'll get closer angles of this, but you can see this little trap door. So this is your debris guard, and anytime this goes backwards, the water is going to push this debris door up to prevent debris from going back out. So this is really brilliant design. I've seen this in other pool skimmers, and it's pretty simple, and I'm glad that Aiper finally brought this to their pool skimmer. And then you have the fine mesh down below so the water can get through, and this will trap leaves, hair, bugs, anything that's floating on top of the water will definitely get trapped in here in the fine mesh. Now, one other thing I do want to point out, now this is me just being picky. I wish there was some way to empty out this debris bin just with one hand. You don't need this other hand to open up. That's just me being really, really picky, but really nice that they definitely included the debris guard and also the chlorine dispenser. And this just goes and can be pulled out really simple and easy, just like that. Now, in the front of these, you still have the sensors, you still have the edge wheels. This will make sure that it doesn't bang into the edge and get caught or anything. It can just turn right when it hits the edge of your pool. And this will also help bring in debris. So any debris that hits these little wheels, these wheels are going to be turning in, and it's going to push the debris inside. And then on the side, you have a major design change, which on the S1, this is completely flat and closed, but you can see here on the S2, you kind of have the intake of where the water will go in and through the propeller, which is a really nice design. I don't know how it's going to do as far as performance, but I really like this design. You can see it's the same on both sides. And then on top with the solar panel, you have the status light and the control button where you can turn this on, turn it off, and probably stop it. Before on the S1, those buttons were on the back, and then you had the plug where you took this out of the water and charged this up from normal AC power, which on the S2, you have the plug back here also. Now the propellers themselves, they actually look about the same size, but the hole that they have for the propellers is definitely bigger on the S2, but the propeller itself is the same size in my opinion. And then on the bottom, let's see, on the S1, I'm gonna have to put this down, it's gonna fall. It's more open, you have the wires right here. Obviously, stuff could get caught in here, but nothing ever did. But then on the S2, this is definitely more closed up. You also have where you can extend these little, I forget what they call these, but if you have a sitting area or a lounge area and you don't want this to be getting stuck up on that lounge area, you can put these little feet down. Where the S1 had these also, you just had to press this little button and then you lift it up just like that. And we'll do the front one, boom, bada boom. But same concept. So these are the same concept, but it does look like the feet on the S2 are a little bit longer. Also, the feet on the S2 is adjustable in the front, so if you don't need it as long, you can adjust it and extend it out as need be, where on the S1, there's only one position for each foot. There's no positions for the back, it's only for the front on the S2. The back is just push up or push down. All right, and then last but not least, because this has a 12-hour battery life, and this one has a 35-hour battery life, I really want to see if this is heavier. If it has a bigger battery, I would think it would be heavier. And if you have difficulty getting heavy things out of the pool, it might be a little bit more difficult. but in all honesty, these feel exactly the same. I'll do some research to find out the official weight, but when I'm holding these, they definitely feel exactly the same. So all in all, love the new changes, love the bigger battery life, up to 35 hours. And I love the new debris guard and the chlorine dispenser. And with the longer battery life, this thing is going to be awesome. And I can't wait to get this into my pool. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope this comparison out of the water and head to head is helpful to you. If it was, hit that helpful button right down there. Hit that like button. And if you want to see my full review once I get these into the water, hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified of when I release that video. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys on the next one.